I think if you want to get the neck right when you're drawing, it's just as hard to do as getting something like the face correctly or the nose. It's something that troubles us as artists. That's why today we're gonna hop on to the drawing table and we're gonna practice as much as we can in drawing more necks. I've done a video on this before if you want to check out the previous one, but today is going to be almost continuing that and sort of looking more in depth onto the muscles and whatever builds up the neck. Let's get straight to it. References are in the description as always, and enjoy your practice today. I got a little gift for us recently. I picked up a new sketchbook because what sort of artist would I be if I didn't pick up a new sketchbook every now and then? And this one's, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty cheap for what it is. I kind of got drawn towards the texture of the paper. It's very thick as well. We'll see how it holds up. If it's terrible, then I guess we won't use it. But this is gonna be our little YouTube practice sketchbook. And sorry if it's being loud. I also need to adjust this because it's actually fairly small. Let's get this set up just right. God. It's also very heavy, so I think that's perfect. Right, I think the view seems good. Seems good. Alright. Let's get straight to it. I've got some references that you guys can check out in the description below. Which one should we start with? I reckon this one. This one's a really good one to go with. I'm gonna use a blue pencil again today, just to outline the shapes that we'd go for. Afterwards, I think we'll go in with a pen, just to make this a little bit more dangerous. Let's do necks. I did spell that right. Just had a moment of doubt. Let's go ahead. Of course, I'm taking up the entire page because I can't do anything else. I always make the same mistake. Let's see, I will do building the side of the skull here. The face is kind of pointing this way. The ear will be pretty much in the middle of this circle. So, we'll put it there. Just for reference, it's got a very chiseled chin, so I'm gonna do a little bit of this detail here before we go anywhere further. And we're going to be focusing, of course, on this part here, which is the neck. So I just need to get this right. It connects over here. It's very muscular, so we'll have the information that we need in a moment. Just going to make sure that I get this looking right. Sorry that I keep having to adjust this. I just want to make sure that you guys are getting the best view possible here. And the neck goes over to the, is it the traps, I think? There's another circle here for the shoulder, which we will elaborate shortly. And then the chest over here. This is like a Mr. Olympia sort of build over here. And then another circle for the shoulder over there. And the arm going outwards, and this arm going here. So the blue pencil is just here to give us those guidings. We've got a nice view of the neck in this reference, which we're going to absolutely use. Of course, we have to. Let's get this in. I want to get a bit of the detail on the face in. Not too much, because I don't want to focus on drawing the face here today, but I want to make sure it still looks good. We're all about not going through too many shortcuts here. We want to make sure we get the best results. How is this time looking for you guys right now? We are snowed in really, really badly. We were going, because we do, well, I don't, my girlfriend does horse riding, and this morning we were leaving the house to go, and then we get in the car, and the wheel just keeps spinning. I can't get out. It was that cold, and there was just ice on the floor. It was actually kind of worrying. I didn't think we were going to make it, but in the end, some people helped us out, which were lovely of them to do. So we were able to go. But Nevertheless, less about the story of the stuck car, more let's get straight to this. I'm gonna go in with a nice Micron 03. I'm not yet gonna use the dip pen for these because I wanna save that for something else. But the Microns, they're also one of my favorite tools to use. So I'm gonna add a little bit of detail here and here because I wanna also use this opportunity to practice some things I'm not great at, which one of them is actually ears. I never bother to look at the actual shape of the ear and what's going on inside there, so my ears always look a little bit weird. So therefore, this is a perfect opportunity for me to get a little bit of that knowledge in, even though we're practicing something else. We're just going to make ourselves a lot more efficient this way if we find different things to learn. And still, it's probably going to end up looking weird, probably not perfect. But then again, everyone else's ears are different. Not everyone has the same ear. Also, I'm actually quite enjoying the quality of this paper. It's for about 13 zloty. How much is that? It's going to be like a couple of bucks, you know, just a couple of dollars. That's very cheap and very, very impressed so far. The pen is working nicely on it, and the pencil was also great. We'll have to see how it works with something like markers. I feel like markers are gonna put this thing to its test. And this is probably not even made for markers, so. Do a little bit of this over here for the eyebrows, and then I'll do this for the slight shadow, just so we've got some sort of variation going on. Lips are here, but we're not gonna focus on them too much. I don't feel like I need to practice lips at the moment, so I'm just going in and picking and choosing what exactly it is that I want to practice right now. And you can do the complete same. Like I think it's great in these lessons if you guys just take at least one thing that you can sort of practice, right? It's not something that you need to follow, like exactly the same thing I'm doing. For me, these sessions are also practice. The main reason I started doing these is because I myself wanted to get better at doing all this. So that is always the main goal of this, and the best thing is if you guys can pick and choose what's going to help you get better as an artist. Maybe it's the way I'm drawing the lines. Maybe it's practicing the face or the shape of the skull or something like that. Everything here is for the taking. And I'm also going to use this opportunity to sort of check where the hairline goes, because that's also a nice thing to practice. This guy on the reference is bald, but well, he's clean shaved, so we don't have too much information, but we can work with what we have. I'm also trying to work on my line quality and seeing if I want to approach it in one specific style or another. So I'm using this as the opportunity too. Alright, so we're on the neck now. I'm trying to make sure I keep in mind there's a muscle that goes from here and connects all the way to the middle here. As you can see, I've done it with the indication of this line. This is something I'll look at in a minute when we go on to the more anatomy-based ones, like the real one, but there is a muscle that is connecting straight from here all the way to, I see it's around here. So this muscle's connecting from here to here. This is a very important muscle and it often shows up in these drawings, and especially on someone that's very muscular, you do get to see this muscle pop up a lot, which is same to be said for any muscle really, but it all depends on the character that you're building and creating. I can almost shade with this, look at that, that's cool. Oh, I like that effect. I didn't know I could do that. Also, I see that it's constantly catching focus on my pen rather than the actual drawing, so sorry about that, guys. Just changed it over. Pew pew pew. Alright, how we doing? There's a little bit of a muscle going on here as well from what I can see in the reference. But other than that, this is the main one we wanted to focus on. bit of something connecting here too. Do a little bit of shading on the face. A little bit of shading here and there. Again, using this as an opportunity to learn something else whilst we're looking at the muscle. Just building our muscle memory. We're doing exactly what this dude in the picture is doing. We are practicing, we are getting better, becoming greater artists day by day. It's funny because even a little bit of practice is so helpful to us. There's so much that we have to learn in this whole skill of ours, like this practice of becoming an artist. There's so much involved, it's crazy. So we got to give ourselves a pat on the back sometimes, you know. We're doing something really cool out here. We are able to create anything, and that's always awesome to think about. I do like to think about that a lot. I like to be grateful for the fact that I chose to do something like this with my life. I chose to learn how to do this particular skill and how to do it well. And it's really been the past couple of months that I've just decided, hey, I'm gonna take this further. This needs to be developed even more for me, because before, I mean, I've always loved art. I've talked about it a little bit on the channel, but art's always been a part of my life. It's never, I don't know, maybe it never felt like a priority. Maybe it kind of felt like there was always something else that I was doing, or always something else that I was supposed to, I don't know. It's just like I was looking for different things to do. But in the end, it always came back to this, and I'm so grateful for it, you know. I feel like this is going to bring me peace in life, and it's going to bring me to where I want to be in life, because it's amazing, you know. Even with scary things going on like AI and the possibility of a machine being able to do anything that I'm doing here, I don't care about that. I care about the fact that I myself know this skill, and I myself am learning to be so good at this skill that I'm gonna try my best not to be replaced by a machine, you know? Like, I want this to be the biggest part of my life. And it's awesome when you think about it like that. You know, everyone has their little skill that they want to learn, and everyone has their passion that they want to pursue, and every passion is difficult to master. So doing anything like that is highly commendable, and I think amazing. So what we're doing here is awesome, and we should be very, very, very proud of ourselves. Now with this art, I'm going to use all that we do here for the practice to do something cool, do something I've always wanted to do. And that's going to be part of the bigger project that I'm documenting as I go along. So I'm really excited to continue working on that. And actually, I forgot to add the. There we go. That's John from a previous video. I don't know if any of you watching here watched the previous video and were able to meet John, but that's John, and I'm gonna try and make him a little inside joke on the channel, which we'll see how well that goes. But yeah, that's John, for those who don't know. And if you want to find out, you're gonna just have to go ahead and watch the last video. Let's get a little bit of this shading in here, because this piece is coming out really good. It almost seems like I didn't focus enough on the neck here, but when I say neck, I want to focus on this whole portion here, because this is also very important. Just the neck itself, yeah, that's alright, but you want to know how it connects to the body and how it flows from there on, because that's also very important in these drawings. So that's also the reason why I didn't want to limit myself to just drawing the neck for this one, and why I kind of went a little bit further. Let's see if there's any other darker areas that I can really fill in here. Do the eye, I guess. Do the eye on this side. Oh, this side's alright. We'll keep it this. That looks pretty good. Alright, and then we've got a bit of shadow going on here, which I'll fill in. And I think, looking at it here, we've got a pretty good result. We've got the neck connecting here. There's a bit of a thing going on, like that. So we've got the neck explored here. And I think we're going to have to go on to the next page, because I've obviously done what I always do and didn't go too far. Now I'm thinking, do I use this side or do I use this side? It's a bit weird at the moment, but no, we'll use this bit here, just so we've got a bit of a cleaner setup. Let me focus this camera back on. Alright, now let's try and find a little bit more anatomy focused picture. There we go. Ooh, that's going to be difficult to draw. But we love a challenge, so we're going to go for it. We've got a skull involved, which I do not want to take too much focus on here, because that's going to take me forever, because I love drawing skulls and I can never just draw it without much detail, but we'll see how it goes. Just going to start off with the usual, got the circle, and I am going to try and just get it as close to what's going on in the picture as possible. I think that's about the right angle. That went well. I'm actually really happy with this paper. I'm even surprised, you know. I've always been led to disappointment whenever I purchased like cheaper materials for drawing, but today, not so bad. Alright, let's see if we can focus this in and make it look semi-decent, but not focus on it too much, because this is not the purpose of the drawing, to draw a lovely skull as usual. Don't want to be focusing on that too much. Let's see, we've got the skull goes in like this, and then the nose comes out, so it'll be around here. Let's see if I can have a little bit of a panic moment there, that's alright. This is one of the harder positions of the skull to draw, I'd say. There's a lot of detail in it, but I think we got it. I think we're alright. Let's see. And once again, I'm not counting the teeth. Let's just do this roughly. I don't want to spend too much time. I'm already focused on this way more than I should be. I want to focus on the neck here. Like, although I'm always for drawing some skulls. Skulls are the best thing to draw in my opinion. I love drawing skulls. Let's focus on what we came here for, and that is the neck. So we'll start off doing that right now. And I'm going to start by building the shapes of this. Obviously we also need the back of the head, that's important, especially for the neck. And then building this shape inwards here. There's another shape inwards here. And another one wrapping around here. There's a lot of muscles going on here, guys. This one's going to be a little bit complicated. But in the end, it's going to help us understand how these positions that we draw our characters in, how they work, and how everything in here makes sense and how everything works. Because not only is it cool, and not only does your work look good when you know these things, it's also actually kind of cool. I mean, this knowledge, while seeming useless, it's not really useless. I mean, it's pretty cool. This is what's going on under the hood. This is what you guys have under your like skin and flesh and bones. Well, the bones are at the bottom. This is the flesh. This is everything that builds up our structure, and this is the fundamental of our being. Anyway, not to get too deep with this, I think this will be good as a base. I'll do a little bit of rubbing out, just so it's easier to work with. Got a kneadable eraser to do that. These things are the best tools. I absolutely love them so much, because you can just go in with your drawing and just roll it a couple times, and suddenly you've got a lovely blurred out picture that you can use as a base. Now, I'm going to focus on outlining this part first. So, let's see. Let's do a little bit of constructing here. Don't want to go in too confident here. Don't want to burn this image that we have. But I'll do this and I'll build it out. Just so we've got it all. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera again, but I will not take off my hat, damn it. My hat is part of me. Again, I don't want to focus on this part too much, so we'll do a little basic image that, oh yeah, there's teeth here. it will look weird. My apologies, but I don't want to waste my time on this when I could be learning how to draw the things that I want at the moment. So, although this will be a pretty terrible skull, which I'm sorry, don't mean it to be bad, but it's not what I came here for. I've got to learn when to say no, right? And this is me in reality fighting with my inner demon of wanting to draw a skull, because yeah, it's fun to draw skulls. But not today. It's a no. Alright, let's see. I think we're doing alright here. We're doing alright. We've got the stuff we need for the skull. Also, he looks very He-Man-ish right now. He looks like the yeah meme, or whatever it's called, the song that he did. I don't know if any of you will know. Probably embarrassing myself here, but it looks like that face. I'll probably pop it up in a video if I remember to put it in during the editing. But let's see here. Now we're drawing the muscles that are connecting this. So this muscle here is connecting the chin. And it seems to be going outwards like this. It's pretty much what it looks like on the picture. It's a bit thicker on our end, but that's alright. We'll nail it down the more we do this. This is a complex part, so do take your time with it. And don't worry if it doesn't look right straight away. As you can see, mine doesn't look very right at the moment. It looks a bit funky. But we got this muscle here, and that's gonna come out and back in. Just a little bit thicker. This is the muscle that we were drawing earlier on, so if you pay attention here, this muscle that was going from here to here, that's this one here that we're drawing. So we're starting to get almost an x-ray of, ooh, oh man, I wish I had that idea earlier. I should have done that on this. Look, I should have done another silhouette and then x-rayed it. Oh man, you know what? We'll do that another time. That's a good idea. I need to note that down. That would be very good to explain these things. Then also, I do want to mention this, because we've got a lot of these little muscles going on here that, you know what, it's not going to make a difference for us when we're drawing these people. Unless we're drawing someone that is, you know, I don't know, been skinned alive or something. Nothing here is going to make, like, these little things aren't going to make a difference. But things like this, and things like this, and things like this here, they really will show. If you put that in your drawing, I want to make this point too. A lot of people worry about their line quality at first and everything, and while yeah, it's always a good thing to worry about. But I think the things that you should worry about a little bit more is just your fundamental knowledge of the things that are building up these drawings that we're doing. Because someone that doesn't know how to draw is going to spot an anatomy mistake faster than a line quality mistake. And what we really want to do is just create images that are as accurate as possible for these people to see, and so they can use that, like their knowledge of what real life looks like, to say, hey, that's a good drawing right there, because hey, I know what that's supposed to look like. And automatically there's a connection in their brain between the realistic thing that they could see and your art, and they will instantly be like, hey, this guy knows how to draw because he drew this correctly. Whereas, you know, if you focus on things like your line quality, which is a valid thing to focus on, don't get me wrong, because I focus on it a lot, but your line quality will build up. It will. It really will. I know I did a video recently on the line quality, which it's also the reason in that why I didn't have too many points in that video is because it's just something that will come along with more drawing. The best way to improve your line quality is just simply to practice, and you keep doing it, because that's just building a good line quality is confidence of drawing, and you can't be confident in drawing something if you don't know how to draw it. So that is why these fundamentals are probably going to be the biggest way, like, that you'll see improvement in your art, because nothing else can compare to the increase in quality to when you get to that stage, and when you practice out your fundamentals and you get really good at them, and you get that base knowledge installed onto your mental hard drive. That's when your line work and everything will improve, because you will make those lines with confidence, knowing, hey, this is supposed to be there, and now I know, and now I'm confident in drawing that. So, tangent aside, how's this drawing going? It's hard. It's a complicated drawing, and that's completely okay. I want to see if I can make some of these darker, just so we know that these are under here, and then these things here are overlapping. There's like a little thing coming up here. Then there's some sort of bone or a white muscle area. It's been a while since I did biology, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I should maybe learn the names of these, but in my mind, the name of a muscle isn't gonna help me draw it better, but knowing where it goes and where it is will. So I think focusing on learning the names of them would be another waste of time, in my opinion. For me, at least. It could be different for you, but for me, I feel like it would be a waste of time. Anyways, I think we've got it pretty decent here. It doesn't look perfect, I'm not gonna lie. It does look a little bit weird compared to the reference that we have over here, but I still think it looks pretty good. I've got the main understanding that I need out of it, which is what I came here for. I've got the understanding that this is a muscle we need to focus on when drawing these necks, as well as this one, because this is the one that's creating that sort of shape here of the neck, whereas this one here is connecting here, and then we've got another one that connects over here. So this is like your base neck, right? These sort of shapes happening here. By doing these exercises, I'm now learning that, hey, this is what happens, and then this is the muscle that gets formed underneath it. And already now I've sort of got a structure of a face happening, and it's already building up, and I'm starting to create something, you know, I'm starting to create a character, because I now know, obviously that doesn't look perfect, but I'm starting to build this knowledge of, hey, I know now that if I'm drawing someone under here, there's a little bit of a groove here that I can add, and there's a little bit of a groove here that I can add. And there's something going on here, and there's something going on here, and then when someone looks at that, they'll think, hey, that's a good drawing, because it's accurate to what I know in real life, although I'm not an artist. So really, all we're trying to do is trick our viewers into believing we know everything we need to know about art, and then we draw it, which, of course, we do know everything that comes to art, because we are out here doing these fundamental days, doing these practice sessions, and learning how to be better artists. And that way we will be better artists, and we already are. I hope that if any of you here are following this along, I hope that you look at your progress from whenever you started and you look at it now and you will see great improvement. Because I know for certain that I'm starting to look at my drawings and I'm starting to be impressed by them. So that's always a good feeling to have. Anyway, what did we get today? We got this and we got this. Honestly, this one's my favorite. I think that turned out awesome. Definitely a good thumbnail picture. And then this one's great as well. I'm very happy with the way that turned out. Let's go back and talk about this. I think that was an awesome session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got a nice 2 drawings done in our new practice sketchbook. This is nicely dedicated to all of these lessons, and I plan to draw nothing else but things that we do here on YouTube. And then when we're done, as long as I remember, I'll write it down somewhere. I'm gonna do scans of these and do a little PDF for you guys, so you can always check them out whenever you want, and they'll be at your disposal to use for references or practice, whatever you can. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you're all cozy, if it's warm or cold, I mean, as it is here. Good session today. Hope yours went well. I wish you happy practice, happy drawing, and have a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next video.